Hello, welcome to Should I Buy This Game featuring the Canvas Trilogy. I will be showing you the Canvas game, reflections, and the finishing touching expansions. My name is Christine, and in this video, I will give you an overview of how the game is played and then share how each of the expansions are incorporated into the game.
Here we have the setup for Canvas. It comes with this really nice canvas mat that you roll out. Up here we have our ribbons, our scoring cards, and our art cards. Now the scoring cards, it comes with a whole variety of cards. Show you that side. But these are the four that they suggest you start with, and I'll just go over the scoring. So in variety, you want to have at least one of each of the symbols. In repetition, it's looking for two triangles for a pair. You can have 4 triangles to score this one twice. Here you need exactly 1 color wheel. This one, every single color needs to have a bonus on top of it. And there are some cards that will show little ribbons, and if you get a ribbon, they are worth 2 points at the end. So when we look down at the art cards, you can see some of these symbols now that I was just mentioning. And so the goal of this game is to build up 3 art cards with your background to form a painting. Something like this was one we made during one of our games. And so you would then compare this to this and score. Now this wasn't made when these cards were up, so it wouldn't score very high. But I'm going to show you how you play anyway, and we'll try and score a card. So at the beginning, each person is randomly given 3 backgrounds, and they come in these little plastic sleeves, and you're going to eventually put your paintings overlapping in there. Here are the art cards, and it's going this way. So how it works is if you want this one, it is free. But if I wanted this card, I would have to take one of my little painting palettes and place it on that one to take this one. If someone later takes this one, they also get the little painting palette. And that's basically how it works. On your turn, you're either taking an art card or you're building a painting. And you can only hold 5 art cards, and each painting has 3. So for my first one, I might take this one because it is free. It has like the triangle and the little fade symbol that I'll need for some of to complete some of my bonuses. And you can put it like on something if you want, or you can just leave it to the side. Then the next one just gets pulled out of here, and it would be the next person's turn, and they would take one. But we'll just work with what we have and see what we want to try to do. So looking at the shapes, a lot of times you're looking at these and how it compares to the scoring cards. Now I know I'm looking for one of these, but I'm not quite ready yet to purchase that one. So let me just take this one, because this could be the start of another painting. I could put her there. Just to, you're playing around with it. It's just for your own thing. You don't have to put it on a background. So we'll pull out another one. This one, you get one of the ribbons for every color wheel that you have. So that could be good too. So when you're looking here, maybe I'm like, this one you get a color wheel for every square you have. So that's sort of cool too. Maybe I want this one. So to do it, I would need to pay 2 of my little palettes, and then I could take this. So say if I'm going here, you have a choice. Am I going to place it this way and score for this, or am I going to do it that way? So these ones are going to be covering up, and you have to choose which way is more beneficial for you. Now, when you're playing solo, because this is a solo game as well, the paint palettes work a little differently. So what I might start doing is just removing some of the paintings so I can have access to some more, because I wasn't planning on doing this as a solo game. So maybe the other person took one of these away. And so therefore, for our game, I can show you a few more backgrounds. So I'm up to 3 backgrounds. I'm still not ready. So now I might start, like I'm going to need to fill in all of these things if I want the composition bonus. I have that on one of them, 2 triangles, and I'm still looking for, so I would need a triangle on that one. Okay, so this card could be good because it has a triangle and it has that little fade symbol. But when you're looking here, sometimes I find that you're picking cards because of their symbols and not necessarily that it's going to make a good card. Because the card is good, but, and that's our 4th one. So do we want to take that one? These are the things that's going through your mind when you're playing, is how am I getting it? Really, I need a blue and a red, but that's not an option here. I can always trade these out though. I don't have to stick to the way I've laid them out. So maybe I will take this green and red one for this one. And then I'm only looking for the blue shape. Ooh, and there we have a blue shape. However, it's not going to score very well because it wants to score all these points for a square and there's no square. So again, that's what we're dealing with. I could go back to this one though. If I take this, still no square because that red. And I'm at my, what am I at? Oh wait, this was mine. So I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so I have to take one and then I have to score. So that's why you're like really trying to think it through and trying to be like, how can I do this to score the most points? If you combine these maybe, and then if we get, okay, so we don't have red, red and blue, red and blue. So we won't be able to score for everything in this one. So what I think I'm going to do is this. I'm going to take this one. It's not pretty. But sometimes that's the thing with this game. You can't make a pretty picture. So I'm going to get this one and I'm going to put it in here. So on my next turn, I'm going to score it. So I'll bring it up here. So it shows you need a color wheel, a triangle, a square, and that symbol there. So we won that. So it wins a ribbon, a red ribbon. 2 triangles, no. Exactly one of the color wheels, yeah, we won this ribbon. And then completing all 5 colors, no. So this painting has 2 ribbons. And that is how you build a painting. So you're going to completely build your last 2 paintings, and then you're going to score. So what I might do is fill in these paintings, try to get some better scores on them, and come back and show you how you score the final. So I completed 2 more paintings just to give you some idea of the scoring. So if we come up here, the variety, we have 1 of each shape, so it gets a red ribbon. Repetition, we do have a pair of 2 triangles, so it will get a green ribbon. But for this card, it's only the triangles and not the squares. Here, exactly 1 color wheel. And this one, we did all 5 spots, so we get a purple ribbon. And then I have this one. We did manage to get all 4 of the variety. This one, it's not 2 triangles. I don't get points for that. I have exactly 1 color wheel, so I get the blue. And I managed to do all 5, so I get this. And here we had those 2 little silver ones, and they're both for squares, and I have 1 square, but since there's 2 little pictures, I get 2 of the silver ones as well. So now that I brought it down here, what I'd like to do is at the end of the game, I just divide it in colors so I can see how many ribbons I earned. And then we will decide how many points we earned. So here in red, I earned 3 ribbons. So when we look up here, 3 ribbons would score me 13 points. So green comes next up above, and I had 1 green. So 1 green is only 3 points. Blue is next. I have 3 blue, so it's 11 points. And I had 2 purple, so it's 3 points. And I had 2 of these, so it is 4 points. And I didn't add that up in my head, so I don't know overall how many points it was. However, it gives you the idea of how the game is scored. And this is basically how you play the base game of Canvas. Now we have the Reflections expansion. And the first thing you can see right off the bat is that there is a new board, a lot bigger board. So now, instead of just having 1 row of cards, you have 2 rows of cards that you're able to pick from. And I'll get to the cards in a moment. First up here is now where your scorecards are. And there are new scorecards, but they suggest using them with some of your old scoring cards. So once you have the 2 sets, you're literally just shuffling everything together and playing it how you like. So the scoring cards are the same sort of idea. Another addition is now gold ribbons. And I have the Deluxe reflection set, so my ribbons now are wooden. And then down here, as I said, not only do we have the 2 sets, we also have a different mechanism to the cards. So we have a whole pile of cards here, and you might see that there are arrows on the cards. So these cards are double-sided. So you can use it like this, or you can turn it over and use it like that. And on both sides, you're going to have the same squares and rectangles, however, they might be in different positions. I'll show you some on the board. With the white background, it's easier. So this little owl, we have the purple and the green, but when you turn it over, it's now red and green, and it's an owl. So depending which side you use. So it gives you a lot more options. So let's see what this little astronaut. We have red and green, and when we turn it over, it's purple and green. Oh, he's still an astronaut. Okay, sometimes they're a lot different. So let's check out a couple more. So because these are in the middle, it's probably still yellow, blue, and it's yellow and blue again, but a little bit different background. Let's try another one. What happens with this tap? So here we have red and yellow. Oh, and it has a little rainbow coming out of it. And now it's purple and blue. So now by having the double-sided cards, whereas that when I was showing you in the previous example, trying to find the colors I needed to fill them all in, I was having difficulties. Now you can turn over the cards and it can, well, that will still be red and purple, but it's a different little picture up here. So it just gives you more options. Now the other thing too is what's going to happen is you can get these for free. But if you want to get these cards, that's when you have to put your paint palette on the cards to the left. If I wanted these, I'd have to put 4. This time you start with 6 of these. And so I could put those down and then pick one of these to add to my collection. And then if the next person came and wanted this painting, they would add this paint palette to their collection. And that's how you gain and lose your paint palette. So you will access more throughout the game as people are also looking for other paintings. And then once you take it from here, they all move down and the new paintings get put here. And it just keeps moving this way across. There's also some new backgrounds in the new set. And another thing is there's some ribbons. And again, I have the deluxe set, so they're actual pins. So best in show goes to the person who earns the most points, and the masterpiece gets voted on and goes to the person who made the prettiest painting. And it's just a little fun addition. So I think the Reflections edition does add a lot in terms of gameplay, having all the extra cards and really loving these reversible cards really helps you develop your paintings more the way you want them to work. We have now moved on to the Finishing Touches expansion. And the first thing is this addition to the board and the addition of these little platinum ribbons. Again, I have the Deluxe edition, so mine are wooden. And these will be worth 4 points, and I'll explain later how you receive those. The next thing is we have more of the scoring cards, and again, you can mix and match with all of the sets. There are more backgrounds that you can add into with the other backgrounds. So we're going to move down to the art cards, and there's 2 changes. The first is you'll notice there are these little shiny stars, and those are wild. So when you're trying to figure out, I need a square or I need a color wheel, this can be any image you want it to be. However, once you decide what image it is, it has to be that image for all of your scoring. You can't change it up for each scoring card. And the other biggest thing is the blends. So for example, I'll use this one. You put it here, and whichever image is here is now going to be there as well. So in this case, you would have 2 wilds that you can be. They have to be the exact same image. So if you decide this is a square, that's a square as well. But it allows you to get extra images, especially when you're trying to do some of the scoring cards where you need more of one image. So in this case, it would be a blue. Oh, there's also, so you have a choice here. If we go this way, the blue circle's there. This one, though, has a blend too, so you could do it that way. You still get the circle there, but then you could do your third card, say, we had this one. And now you have a blend this way and this way. So it's pretty cool because you could decide exactly, you have 2 circles, you have this, and maybe you need 2 other, or you want 4 circles. You never know what you need. So that's a new little mechanism, is the blends and the wilds. Now, another addition are the frames. And again, I'm not sure if in the main set the frames are the same, but what the frames does is if you have the most triangles plus stars, you can put your picture in here. So this one has 3 triangles. And so every time you put your picture in a frame, that is when you get your platinum ribbon. And this just gets put into your area. So we have the triangles. We have the most color wheels. This is the most little fades with the stars. So this would be 2, it's considered, because of the star there. And then this one is the most squares and the stars. So in this case, there's 2. Now, however, if the next person comes and they make this one, and we now have 3 squares, your picture can get booted out. You still get to keep your little ribbon, though. Their picture will get added in. Let me just push it down. Oh, it came out of the thing. Anyway, their picture will get added in, and then they get the ribbon, and whoever's photo is last left in here will receive 2 points at the end of the game. So that's another way to gain more points using this expansion. Now I'm going to just show you 2 expansions that come with the Deluxe set. So this is from Reflections Deluxe set, is the signature style. And what these are points based on the words on the cards. There's all different types. So everyone would get one of these randomly given to them. And then as you're building your paintings, you're trying to come up with some words that are on it. So in this case, the word harmonious appears on this card here. So therefore, I would receive 2 extra points. And this one has displaying achievement, and displaying is here. So I would get 2 points for that. And again, this isn't in the main reflections, it's only in the deluxe set. As well, in the finishing touches deluxe set, they also have a painter variant. And these give you, each person gets 2 of these cards, and then they pick one and discard the other. And some different bonuses, such as start the game with 4 extra palettes. When you collect a set of ribbons, you gain an extra ribbon. You may create a painting using 4 art cards. And just different things like that. Take another turn. These are now worth 3 points. So it's just some little added bonuses. And again, this variant, these 2 variants are only available in the Deluxe, Reflections Deluxe and Finishing Touches Deluxe boxes. So overall, I really enjoy playing this game. It was a game actually that I put off getting, and then I went all in. And Gemma and I played it quite a few times. And I really enjoy creating the art. I like to do mixed media myself. So just the idea of like making the backgrounds and then layering up different effects to create different paintings really appeals to us. So much so that we actually want to try and recreate some of the backgrounds and some of the concepts in our actual art journals. So for me, the concept is great, and it carries through right through to scoring with the ribbons and all the different layers to the game and the paint palettes. I think it's a really strong concept game. The other thing I like too is when you get into the deluxe ones, all the nice wooden pieces that you can get. I ordered the deluxe components for the base game because I didn't have the deluxe set. So I can't wait to get those. The scoring cards, there's a lot of them. And this is a game where, yes, you can start with the base, but I really enjoy each of the expansions. I think each expansion really brings something extra to the game and extra scoring. And we started with the main game and slowly built up. And by the end, we're only playing now with all the expansions because we enjoy all the different additions each expansion brings. So now a few things we find frustrating about the game is if you only have the base game, you only have 4 art cards to choose from. And so that's what I loved about Reflections, getting the double amount of cards, even though it cost you more paint palettes to get some cards further along. Just having the options for more is always better. So with the base game, it could be frustrating only having those 4 options. Now, even if you have this one, sometimes you will get all of the same element. You'll see that there's backgrounds, there's frames, and there's icons. And you can't make a nice painting if all you have is one of the same, like the same icon in the same place, or a bunch of frames, or only backgrounds. And so you want to try and make a nicer painting, but there's nothing really out there that really helps you. And then you end up with like just weird, like mumbled paintings like this that you're not very happy with, but maybe it scored you a lot of points in the end. But the painting itself is a little strange and ugly. So that would be the only thing. But otherwise, if you are into art, if you like mixed media or any sort of art and creating, then I think you would really enjoy Canvas. So let me know if you've played this game and what you think of it.